I'm out. I'm out of that chair and I'm out of the house. Today I'm going to take a stroll along a canal. It's actually the Kennet and Avon Canal. For the next couple of vlogs or monologues, whatever you want to call these strange things that I do, I'm with the lovely Julia on a canal boat, which is she's in there. I don't know if you can see her. She is waving. We're out on a few days escape, and that's really what I want to talk about in today's monologue. We've come out, actually the weather is just amazing and it's very fortuitous. This is a boat that's been hired from a friend of ours. There she is. And no doubt she might appear in one of the vlogs that we've got coming up. You all right, my love?
That's better.
So, pardon?
Have a nice walk.
Thank you. So, with everything that's going on, one of the things I wanted to talk about actually is as people start to wake up and they start to realise just how dreadful things are and what's coming down the pipe and all these sort of things, which I think we can avert. I think the important thing is to try and get things into perspective. And by that I mean not spend all the time worrying about it, concerning ourselves that all of this is all going to happen at once. It's not going to happen at once. It's a very slow, incremental process. I think there's a canal boat coming along, which would be nice to see. And because of that, it means that we do have time. And one of the things that we clearly are going to need to do is to get our own personal strength up and build up our immune systems and build up our resolve and reserves. There's some gentlemen working ever so hard on their, well, I say they're working hard, they're just pretending to, they look like they know what they're doing.
You need two people to watch it. You can't
There
make it work.
Two people to watch and someone inside mucking about with spanners, and it all looks real, so there you go. Oh look, there we are. Success, it worked. So what I'm trying to get at in this very relaxed stroll today is that we do need to build ourselves up and look after ourselves. One of the things for me is getting out into the countryside. We've got another canal boat coming up in a second, I'll show you that. I haven't done as much countryside walking as I would like over the last 6 months. As you know, I've been in my chair and I've been addressing these issues. But getting out into the trees, into nature, getting stung by stinging nettles, as both the lovely Julia and I have, building up that sense of place, that sense of being part of the world rather than just being stuck indoors under artificial light and eating basic supermarket foods. Here we go, look, he's coming into land, as it were, mooring up. So all of these things is essential. Calming ourselves. Now, it's easy for me to say that because we've saved up money, and actually we booked this, I think a year ago anyway, when we were on, well, about 10 months ago, when we were on the River Thames at the generosity of our friend who said, I've got a canal boat. It's not really it's not a canal boat, it's on a canal. It's a boat that's usually you would find on the Norfolk Broads, in fact. So it's a wide beam boat as opposed to a beautiful narrow boat like this, but it has its pleasures. Good morning. There's a gentleman getting his boat ready to head off. And the thing about this is we booked it, and it's come at this time halfway through this process of me trying to wake people up or questioning the government about what's going on. And it's just fantastic to have a break. But the thing about it is, not everybody can do that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that not everybody is able just to be able to have a break, but hopefully most people can get themselves into the countryside somehow, or to walk round a park or to sit. Just come into the shade for a second here, and we're going to come down to a lock which is just over here. You can see the lock in the background there. Morning. Lots of people about, which is it's good to see. Now, we came through this lock yesterday evening as we got ourselves all organised, and it's quite a dodgy old place here because the Kennet Navan is part canal, part river, and there's strong weirs and strong currents to deal with, which adds to the excitement. And I suppose this is I'm going to sit down actually. This is partly what I'm trying to get at, is that being away, getting yourself, where's the sun? Getting yourself away from the rat race, the nonsense. It is actually invigorating, and it's just so important. We've got, as I record this, I'm not sure when this goes out really, because probably when I get back, but we've got the Better Way conference coming up. We're very much looking forward to going to that, Julia and I, and meeting all those amazing people, some of the unsung heroes who are also trying to keep people awake and bring health advice of how to deal with the money situation, freedom, of course, sovereignty, all those things. And I think at the end of all of that, it's going to be fantastic for me, because not only will I meet some more wonderful people and knowledgeable people who know so much more than I do. I mean, I'm slowly waking up and increasing my knowledge and understanding of what's been going on. But hopefully I'll have all these people to call on to be guests on the show. So going forward, there should be some more interesting people. But for the moment, it's having that respite after an intense period of going down rabbit holes and calming. The other thing I wanted to talk about was breathing. I'm just going to take a stroll across the bridge here. Breathing is essential, obviously, to life. I'm going to go in the shade a little bit here. Let me just adjust I forget how this camera works now. I haven't used this one for so long. I'll try and get into the sunshine. It's the easiest. A lot of people shallow breathe, and that's not really very good for us. You need to breathe right down. Now, I'm no expert on this, but I've been reading some stuff about breathing about a year or so ago. Bought a couple of books on it. My dad used to do yogic breathing, my father, and we used to do some of that, the yogi complete breath he used to call it. Amazing, filling up the lungs right to the top. I've followed a little bit of, I think his name is Wim Hof, and he has an interesting approach to breathing, which enables him to immerse himself in ice cold water and not feel the effects for hours. So that's incredible. But just for us, just for ordinary everyday people getting through life and de-stressing, breathing down slowly. The average person, I understand, takes about 20 breaths a minute. It's actually more advisable, I understand, to take at least half that, between 6 and 10 breaths a minute, slowly, so that you're aerating your lungs and everything, the blood and all the rest of it that you need to do. As I say, I'm not an expert. And exhaling and doing it more slowly, it calms you down and helps your body readjust. And it's certainly worth giving a whirl anyway, especially if you're tense or you get nervous or you feel, if you've gone down the rabbit hole like I had, and then you get to that point where you think, blimey, I'm feeling really, really tense or fearful, is to breathe and then maybe do some positive affirmations as well. I'm going to talk to as many people I can about the sort of the spiritual side of the body as well, because I think in the future we will be looking much more at that sort of element of how important the spiritual side to our well-being is going to be. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to talk about in this. Getting out, getting into nature, listening to birds, getting into the sunshine. We don't know what's coming down the line. I was suspicious that after the coronation of King Charles III there was going to be something. I'm still not convinced that there isn't anything. I think that perhaps the evil people who are planning all these things, they work at a slower pace. I think it's very easy to get frightened quickly and think it's always going to happen tomorrow. So I feel that we're in a lull, and maybe things will start to get into choppy water fairly soon, but ultimately we will get out of this and we will be able to push back. So I'm not going to stand into the shade. So thank you for watching this one, and I'm not quite sure where I'll be on the next one, or whether Julia will be with me, or what I'm going to talk about, but this is a great time for me to get out, be meditative as well, read and calm myself for the onslaught of whatever is coming down the pipe. And I really would recommend just having a break, even if it's only 10 minutes in the day, wherever you are, whatever you can do. I just think it's so vital to us as human beings.